What's up, guys? So I wanted to come back again and make another video on fasting. You guessed it. I know, right? Like, shocker, I'm talking about fasting. So today I am going to focus primarily on dry fasting. So in my last videos, I talked a lot about intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, and today we can get into some detail on dry fasting. So dry fasting is a great tool for effortless fat loss, and essentially it is, essentially it is exactly what it sounds like. You are fasting and you're not drinking any water as well, so you're completely dry. If you really want to take it as seriously as you possibly can, I would even suggest, like, don't even brush your teeth, don't even shower, because the water can obviously absorb into your skin, thus kind of ruining your dry fast if we really want to get like super serious and technical with it. And if you're gonna like wash your hands, obviously, like, wash your hands, guys. Like, don't be disgusting. Use cold water, because cold water doesn't absorb into your skin as easily, just from what the research I've seen. So when you are dry fasting, okay, this is really cool because nobody understands this, and people are like totally brainwashed that you'll die if you dry fast. And speaking of which, go ahead and do a internet search or a Google search for how long you can survive without drinking water. It is going to say 3 days. It's going to say about 3 days, 72 hours, around about that. And that is totally wrong. Like, it's by far, like, totally wrong, like out of this world, incorrect. And I would know because I just did a 3-day dry fast recently. So you can do even longer as well. Like, you can do like upwards of 7 days dry. And in the Bible, Moses did a 40-day dry fast. Now, he was in the presence of the Lord, so that obviously probably makes a big difference. I'm not going to do a 40-day dry fast, but Moses doing a 40-day dry fast, I mean, to do a dry fast for that long, you would have to be drinking urine. That would be the only way you could possibly do that and survive. And like, for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to recommend that anyone else does that. I know there are some people that advocate for dry fasting for long periods of time and drinking urine to get through the extended dry fast. Yeah, I don't think that's entirely necessary. It just kind of sounds crazy to me, unless you really are dedicated to dry fasting, in which case, if you drink your urine, you're not going to die. And there's a very high chance that that's exactly what Moses was doing when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. So Jesus, however, fasted for 40 days, and there are no scriptures that would say that he did that dry. And if he did, he would have had to have been drinking urine. But I think it did say that when Jesus fasted in the wilderness and was tempted by the devil, that when he was thirsty, he drank. So that kind of disproves anything that would have said otherwise. Now, Moses, on the other hand, he neither ate nor drank water for 40 days and 40 nights. So he had to be drinking pee. Bro. Only logical explanation. Anyway, the benefits of prolonged dry fasting are like out of this world, and I wouldn't suggest doing like dry intermittent fasting because it's just not really going to work, and I'll explain why it works better with prolonged fasting right now. So when you are dry fasted, let's just say for like 48 hours, your body needs water, right? Your body is like 72% water, something like that. It needs water to survive. So what it's going to do is, since you're not getting any water in from like externally drinking it, consuming it, any liquid, your body is going to pull water from your fat stores, because, surprise, there's water in your fat cells in your body. So your body will pull that water from the fat stores, and obviously that takes a while. Like, your body's not just going to do like a 10-hour dry fast, while you're asleep or whatever, and be like, oh my gosh, I need water, I'm gonna die, I better pull it from the fat stores. Like, that wouldn't happen, otherwise we wouldn't see so many people overweight and obese. So doing dry fasts can really help to get rid of excess body fat. Now, I personally don't do this all the time because I don't need to. I already have an extremely low amount of body fat, but I do implement this into a routine. Now, the more body fat you have, the more you can dry fast. And then if you even wanted to take it a step further, let's say that you are an experienced dry faster, you could do what I call death fasting. Death fasting. Sounds so bad, but essentially what you would do in a death fast is you would do the same thing as a dry fast, but also you're putting yourself in a position where you are going to be expending more, what am I trying to say? Sweating, basically. So going in the sauna, sitting out in the hot sun, doing cardio, and you're gonna sweat, which is going to speed up the dry fast. So your body will pull the water from your fat stores even faster, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So, I personally really like dry fasting, because it is a way more, I don't want to say extreme, but you know what I'm trying to say, version of fasting. And I mean, if you tell people that you're doing this, they are going to have a freaking cow. People will absolutely think that you have some kind of problem or some kind of disorder or some kind of disability, that you have issues if you're doing this regularly. And just know that those people, I mean, it's sad to say, but those people are truly ignorant. They're really brainwashed by society. They won't even be open to hearing about why it's actually healthy for you, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They won't even be open to it. And that, to me, is always a really good indicator of whether or not it's even worth it to explain myself. Like, honestly, think about, is this person open to learning about why this is actually super healthy for you in so many different aspects of health? And if the answer is no, like, just know that you don't need to waste your time with these people. And honestly, these are people that are probably, you're better suited not being friends with them. And of course, you are who your friends are. You pick your friends, but I mean, just the level of ignorance with people, because everyone thinks that they are, and I mean everyone, especially nowadays with the coronavirus and everything going on, everyone is a health expert. Literally everyone thinks that they know so much about health and fitness, and I'll hear it from like people that are out of shape, like not even close to being in shape, like morbidly obese, and they'll be telling me about things that they're doing to be healthy. And that's great, like, more power to you. Like, I'm super proud of you for trying to be more healthy, but don't be a know-it-all if you're not even living it in the first place. That to me is crazy. But anyway, back to dry fasting. It's a great tool for losing weight and keeping it off. Now, if you are doing prolonged dry fasts, I would recommend not exercising during your dry fast, because again, you can get like super lightheaded. You could potentially get sick, unless you're someone that does this all the time. Not all the time, but you see what I'm trying to say. You're someone that is experienced in dry fasting and you know your body, you know your limits. Then in which case, if you wanted to do some light physical activity or exercise during a long dry fast, I mean, feel free to do so. I've done it before. But the fact of the matter is, any diet will get you in better shape. Even if it's like a dumb fad diet, it'll get you in better shape. But nothing will work as fast as dry fasting, and I stand by that. I will die on this hill. Dry fasting is the fastest way to lose body fat. And like I talked about in a previous video, fasting promotes muscle retention. So you can do these dry fasts and actually go to the gym less and still continue to build lean muscle. So I go to the gym 3 days a week, and I hit personal records almost every single time I go to the gym. And let's not be, ridiculous. I don't hit a personal record on every single exercise, on every single set, every single time I go to the gym. But I do typically hit at least one or two new personal bests every time I go to the gym. Now, I'm about between 5'7" and 5'9", and I weigh about like 140. Now, in the winter time, I probably weigh about like 145 because I'm doing more intermittent fasting. In the summertime, I'll drop down to like the high 130s, like 138, 139, 140 in the summertime, because I'm doing prolonged fasts every day. I'm doing 48-hour fasts every day. Maybe like twice a month I'll throw in like a 48-hour fast, or I'll throw in a 24 dry. And I've done a 3-day dry before. And I would honestly recommend that everyone try this, but that's the thing, like when you're super lean, you don't need to do it as often. Now, if you have a lot of extra body fat, incorporate some dry fasts into your lifestyle. But that's it. It has to be a lifestyle. If you are only doing let's just say a 36-hour dry fast once a month, you might as well not be doing it at all, because it's not a routine, it's not a lifestyle at that point. It needs to be something that you're doing on a weekly basis. When I'm doing 24-hour dry fast or 24-hour fasts every day, it's an everyday thing. I'm doing this every single day. Maybe like once a week I'll hit like a 16-hour fast. And again, this is to make sure that my metabolism doesn't crash. You don't want to go into a catabolic state and totally crash your metabolism. So there are days when I won't fast for as long, so that I can hit a caloric maintenance or a caloric surplus, so my body doesn't just completely go kaflooey and start to retain fat stores as opposed to losing them. Because when your body goes into like the starvation mode, it's going to think, oh, I actually need these fat stores because I'm starving, I'm dying. And you don't want to allow yourself to get into that point. But if you do, it's totally okay. I mean, it's not if you stay like that, obviously, or you'll die after a very long period of time. Obviously, we're talking about months. But anyway, I'm saying it's okay. You just need to, take a step back, eat in a caloric maintenance for about a week or 2 weeks or whatever. Everybody's different. Or eat in a surplus for a couple of days, and your metabolism will reset itself. Now, here's another funny thing I wanted to tell you guys about dry fasting. So, will you lose your hair doing long dry fasts, or just doing long fasts? The answer to that question is yes. Now, listen to the reasoning behind it. You're putting your body through a stressful situation. It is physical stress. Okay? You will lose hair, probably. If you put your body through a mentally or emotionally stressful situation, will you lose hair? Probably yes. And what happens when that mental or emotional stressful situation is over? Your hair grows back, dude. So the same thing happens with fasting. It grows back. I've noticed that. I'll be in the shower after doing let's say I just start doing 24-hour fasts every day, and before that I was doing 16. Let's just say, for example, I have noticed, when I'm using shampoo in my hair or whatever, that I'll have hair all over my hands. I'm losing a lot of hair. Not good. But that stops after your body gets used to fasting on a regular basis, and then it grows back. I'm not balding, I have hair. I've always had this hairline like this. I can't do anything about this, okay? It's been like this since I was a kid, but I'm not losing any hair. My hair is thick as could be. Okay? So yeah, I'm definitely going to talk more about dry fasting in future videos. I do think that this is an extremely beneficial practice for physical benefits, emotional benefits, mental health, and spiritual health as well. I have personally noticed, you know, a deeper connection with God, especially when I'm praying in during a dry fast, or just during a fast in general. So this is something that I would really recommend. In the Bible, it doesn't command us to do this anymore. I'm not sure if it does in the Old Testament or not. I don't think so. Actually, yes, it does. There are days of fast in the Old Testament. So, but in the New Testament, there's no like commandments to fast. But obviously, like, if you want to read the Bible as a whole, like, there are reasons why they did that. So but that is besides the point of the video. So I'm gonna get on here and talk some more about fasting some other time. But for now, like the video, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.